All right, my magical friends, welcome to this installment of me and the No Judgment Diet. And oh no, I don't know if you guys are commenting. It's so interesting. Facebook does this weird thing where your comments don't always show up, but maybe you guys haven't commented. Maybe everyone's just like, we're gonna wait and see. Oh, look at you. We're gonna wait and see what you do. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Live. Okay, so no comments. All right. If you guys want to see if I can see your comments, you're welcome to say hello and where you're from. And today's topic is commitment. What's your relationship with it? So I'm really excited about this topic because recently I started to look at this, and it actually just came to light yesterday and today in a really big way. So since it's fresh, and I like talking about things that are relevant in my life that I'm learning from. Krista, I miss you. Can we please trade bars soon? Please. With sugar on top. Yay. Hello from Norway, Oslo. Hi, Isabella. So this is what I want to talk about. And I think it's a topic that gets like misunderstood or misconstrued or misidentified. And it's the topic of commitment. And, when we look at commitment, oftentimes, I know I miss you too. Oftentimes we look at like, oh my gosh, I'm committed to this person, right? So recently I was talking to a friend and I was like, I am totally committed. And she's like, no, you're not. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, Katherine, you have one foot in and one foot out in this particular area of your life. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. And so as somebody who was raised in a family where I didn't really feel safe, and I wonder, like, does anyone get raised in a family where they feel safe? Because if you do, can I move in with your family? Can I have like a day-long experience of what it's like to feel safe, right? But most people, they don't feel safe. They don't feel safe to express their emotions. They don't feel safe to be their brilliance. They don't feel safe to be different than the rest of the people they grow up with. And so when you create this own internal conflict within yourself of not feeling safe. Commitment's pretty scary because you're like, well, if I commit to you, are you going to abuse me? Well, if I commit to you, are you going to steal all my money? Well, if I commit to you, are you going to use my intimate details about my life and the vulnerability of who I am? Are you going to use it against me? And so commitment is a very interesting topic for a lot of people. And in a day and age where it's swipe right or swipe left, or, go on 10 different dating sites, or, virtual assistants, like, and you can apply commitment to your business. You can apply to commitment to making a living. You can apply commitment to your current job. You can apply commitment to an intimate relationship and your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your significant other. You can also apply this to your children. So cool. So Isabella says, have the best mama and papa. That's amazing. I would like to experience that. But you know what? I guess maybe I didn't want to experience this. So I chose a very topsy-turvy experience. And therefore, I have chosen very tumultuous relationships. And now, is the relationship at fault? No. Am I at fault? Here's where I want to talk about commitment. Yes, I'm at fault, because imagine being in relationship with me if I've got one foot in and one foot out, and I'm always looking for something else, right? It's like, that's crazy. And then I'm expecting somebody else to commit to me when I'm like, la, la, la. Well, if you do this, I'm not going to commit. And if you do this, I'm not going to commit. And if you do this, I'm not going to commit. That is not commitment. And so recently I decided to go all in this particular area of my life. And I went all in and I was like, I want to see the truth of what I'm choosing. And so I committed to this particular thing. I also committed to me. And what was able to sort of happen is, in my commitment to this particular thing, I got to see all the places I wasn't actually choosing for me. So I was blind to what was actually occurring. I was like, la, 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 it's all happy and fine. And no, it's not. And so when I committed, it was like 2 feet all in. What if I don't budge? And you know what happened is I got to see everywhere where I use reason and justification, external circumstances, environmental circumstances, COVID, whatever you have as your sort of external world, as the reasons and justifications why I couldn't complete what I said I wanted. Right? You could take losing weight as a perfect example. So, anybody who says they want to lose weight, are they committing to choosing to create a great relationship with their body? Are they committing to judging their body? Are they committing to like taking action and actually changing their habits and the way that they think about food and exercise and movement? Or are they committing to judgment and making themselves wrong? So a lot of people say they want to lose weight, but their actions don't back up their commitment. So their actions go to, I want to lose weight. And the truth is, no, I want to eat whatever I want to eat whenever I want to eat it, and I want to feel good in my body. Well, those two things might not go together. And so you have to look at, well, what am I willing to commit to? Right? What am I willing to begin to choose? And so that's where you have to start to look at, like, are you committed to unconsciousness? Are you committed to anti-consciousness? Are you committed to the truth? Are you committed to lies? Are you committed to success? Are you committed to failure? Are you committed to excuses? Are you committed to shitty relationships? Are you committed to making yourself wrong? Are you committed to being the gift of you? And so there is no right or no wrong, my friends. The question then becomes, whatever it is you are truly committed to, is that working for you? So prior to me giving birth to my son, I was committed to always supporting my husband in his endeavors, right? So as long as I supported him, our relationship was amazing. And then we had a baby. Well, I had the baby. He helped, right? And after we had the baby, it was like I realized that I had not actually started to choose for me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start to choose for what would light me up and what I could contribute to the relationship. And we started to grow apart because it was unfamiliar to both of us. And look, not right, not wrong. We ended up not staying committed to each other. Right. And so we both went our separate ways, but we committed to raising our child in the best way we know possible. Do we get it right? Do we get it wrong? Probably. But there's no right or wrong. It's just moments to continually choose to grow, moments to continually choose to have the magic show up, right? And so what I'd like to invite you, those of you that are like, yes, this topic is awesome. And if it is awesome, please say yes in the comments, right? And if you'd like to share this with somebody or in a group or on a page that you are a part of, please feel free to. But what I would love to invite you to consider, if this topic is resonating with you, is to look at all the places where you have committed to you and look at all the places like where you haven't been committing to you, right? So here's a perfect example. If COVID has been sort of the death of you, where you feel like it's hard to like get out of depression, or maybe you have a ton of anxiety, or maybe you worry about financially the future, or maybe you worry about your business, or like if COVID, then you've been committed to this reality's version of COVID, right? Now, if you're like, you know what? I totally get what's going on. And I wonder if I could commit to my magic and making something different show up in my life. So I'll give an example. When I was a hairdresser, and actually I lied when I said I started choosing for me when I had my son. I actually started choosing for me when I became a hairdresser. And when I became a hairdresser, I started making more bold choices for me, right? To save money, to start to travel, to have amazing clients. So I became a hairdresser at the age of 29. And most people were like, you can't start a new business at the age of 29 as a hairdresser in this town. Like, you won't have enough clients. You won't be successful. You won't be able to pay the bills. You won't be able to choose the clients that you work with. And in my reality, my magic and my reality was, I'm going to have a successful business. I'm going to build it quickly. I'm going to be booked out. My clients are going to be on a 1 week to 2 week waiting list. And I am definitely going to be able to choose who I desire to have as clients. And so, despite everybody else's point of view, despite everybody else's opinion, which there were lots of them, I chose to commit to me and to see what I could create. So I had an interview with a salon. I said, I'd like to rent a chair. I'd like to run my own business. How much do you charge for, a chair? And I think it was $4,000 for the month. So $1,000 a week I had to pay for chair rental, which is kind of a lot of money, right? That's a lot of haircuts. And, I was fortunate enough to be quite successful pretty quickly for never having done it before. But what I hadn't done before is I built businesses, and I helped other people build businesses, and I helped other people come up with strategies that they fell in love with. Because the reality is, it's not about finding a strategy and going, I'm going to implement this strategy. It's finding a strategy that you're like, this is an energy I can get behind. This is a possibility and a lifeline and a magic and a something, right? You can't really sustain anything long term that you don't believe in, right? Well, you can, but it will suck the life out of you. And it's not very fun. And so the idea is to find the things, right? Are you guys with me? Yes. Find the things that light you up that are sustainable. So hearts and thumbs up and likes, because the more the merrier, right? And if you want to give it a share, give it a share. If you just want to be here and witness, I'm so grateful you're here. So the question then becomes, is what are you committing to? Are you committing to the magic? Are you committing to the miracles? Are you committing to consciousness? Are you committing to asking questions? Or are you committing to pain and suffering? Are you committing to trauma and drama? Are you committing to staying in a relationship, but you're not choosing to have a relationship with you in that relationship, right? Have you all been there where you're like, I'm in this relationship, but you're not actually in it with you? You're in it for the other person, and you're abandoning you, which isn't commitment. It's awareness, it's choice, right? But it's not true commitment. And so I know, right? I've been facilitating the tools of access consciousness as a certified facilitator. So facilitating foundation 8 years, and I'm doing a foundation next week. It is the basic, like I say basic, but it is like taking and building your dream house, right? And knowing that you're building your dream house on a foundation that will literally last thousands of years, versus building your dream house on a sinkhole, or building your dream house without a foundation, right? How many of you have built a relationship, right, without a foundation? How many of you have built a business without a foundation? So the key is whatever you commit to, do you have a strong foundation on which to build what you're committing to? And if you don't, start to find the pieces and the tools and the truth of what's true for you to get that solid foundation, right? I hope that makes sense. You guys with me? Yeah. Yes. 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 As Lisa Nichols would say. And so it really is, my friends, the tools of access consciousness and foundation being a primary. I know through the pandemic, I've had my own ups and downs and my own internal, and I've really had to dive into my toolbox and use tools from every avenue. And one of my favorite things in my toolbox is the foundation and the foundation manual. And so if you haven't experienced it, you're invited. Access bars is a prereq. If you've done a foundation, you're invited. And the good thing is, if you've done a foundation in the last 12 months, you can take this foundation and it's half price. But what I will say is, whatever amount of money you spend on this class, it literally is worth every freaking many. I've probably facilitated over 80 foundation classes, and this class, I'm telling you. So I don't know where we're going to go, but I know that I'm ready for to receive these tools and this information and this energy in a whole new way. And what I will say about today's topic of commitment, what's your relationship with it? What I would say is, what's your relationship to you? What's your relationship to your body? So if you judge your body, you're not committed to your body, you're committed to judgment, right? If you are in your relationship and you say you're committed, but everything out of your mouth is blaming the other person, you're not actually committed to creating in the relationship, you're committed to blaming in the relationship. And so there is no right or wrong in terms of commitment. It is literally food for thought for you to go, where's my life working? Those are probably the areas in which I'm committing to me. And where is my life not working? Ooh, those are the areas where maybe I abandoned myself at birth. And so no matter what your situation is, you're not wrong, right? And my favorite question to ask is, how's this working for me, right? If I'm in a relationship that isn't working, how's it working well, it's not working. Well, that's interesting. Why would I choose to stay? Or it's, I'm going to stay. What can I change? And that's where the difference is, my friends, is that you stay. It doesn't mean you stay if you're experiencing abuse or if you're suffering. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, instead of just stay or go, right? Maybe it's about giving it a different perspective, looking at it from a different angle and going, okay, if I stay, what would I need to do different? How would I need to change myself in relationship to the experience I'm having to allow it to be different? So that's what I got to say. You guys with me? So your invitation is to ask yourself, what would you truly like to commit to? What are you committing to? And maybe is it time to let go of some of the commitments you have? Oh, my friends, you know what? This journey, this ride called life, it is fascinating. It is amazing. It will drop you to your knees, but it will also bring you to the highest of highs. And what if all of it was exactly the expression required to be all of you? There is no right and there's no wrong in consciousness. Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. And if you want to look at, Gary and Dana are doing a global foundation in Mexico, I'm going, woo woo. And looking at even doing a 3-day no judgment diet class, or don't diet, be happy, as we should say, on the beach. And then there's a COP afterwards. So you can either join live, or you can live stream it from your home, which is pretty amazing. Or you can also join me starting next week from your home online with tools that will literally change your life. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you guys so much for joining. You are a gift as always. And if this inspired you, please feel free to leave a comment. Please feel free to like the page or follow the page or share it with a friend. And we will see you on the other side of this fantastic, amazing journey. Oh, and if you want to go register for the foundation, you're like, Katherine, wait, I'm in. Where do I go? You can go to my website, katherinemcintosh.com. And if you hit the live events, or you can just go to katherinemcintosh.com/live, and it'll take you to the page and you can click on it. It'll take you to another page and you register, and then take you to another page and you pay. We do that because, once you register for a class, it will begin to contribute to you in ways you can't even imagine. And here's a case in point. I registered for Global Foundation, I think 3 weeks ago, and I was like, I'm going live. I have to Help. I used to travel every month and all over the world. And then COVID happened and my world tour got canceled, obviously. And a lot of things got postponed and changed. And so I've been facilitating from home. I facilitated a live class in Denver a couple weeks ago, and it was so nice to be in person again. And so I know that my body is asking for a new thing. So when I registered for this class, Global Foundation with Gary and Dane, it started to facilitate me. And I was like, oh, all the things in my life that are built on not solid foundations, right? On lies or whatever, all those things started to go away. And so, my friends, when you choose to commit to you and you choose a class and you register for that class can begin to facilitate you whether you choose to go or not. And it's all just a choice. So, my friends, my magical peeps, by the way, the class is going to be spread out. I think it's over 5 days and it's 4 hours a day. So, in the afternoon, those of you in Europe, it would be quite late, but you're welcome to join in the wee hours of the morning. But those of you in North America and the US and even Australia, you could certainly come and join the magic. So, my friends, wherever you are today, may this find you choosing the gift and the magic and the truth and the foundation of you, because you know what? When you commit to you, magic happens. So, my friends, see you later. Thanks for watching. And until next time, bye for now.